Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on whenever you're watching this video. It is currently 6 in the morning. I am all packed up and we're heading off to Santa Pod for the third event of the season, Sportsman Nationals. Didn't do too well in the last one because of the track conditions throwing me off, running a bit slow and whatnot. So we're hoping for good qualifying, good points, and let's try and climb that points table a little higher this time.
If you want to be broke your entire life, if you never want to be wealthy, spend your money on cars.
Okay.
And coming up in today's video, some insane photo finishes, some typical British weather, and is that me actually receiving a trophy? Right, we're here, we have landed at Santa Pod. Took me about 2 hours and 20 minutes, a bit slow run because it took me up Snake Pass for some reason, and I was stuck behind some van driver who would not go faster than like 33. I was looking in the rearview mirror, there was a BMW behind me and then behind him a lorry. This van driver was holding up a lorry on Snake Pass. So that added a good 20 minutes to the journey. But we're here now anyway, all set up, tent is built, got all my kit out, all good to go. That's all my fire stuff, bed's ready to set up, beers, and I've got myself a coffee and some chicken skewers to eat because I'm a bit hungry. Caramel flavoured coffee, it's beautiful. And that's it, yeah. So I will see you when something interesting happens. Okay, so as you can see, we're in the Camaro again. What has happened with the Corvette is obviously been working on it, rebuilt the ignition system, new sparks, new coil, new Dizzy or an OptiSpark in that car, and it's also had a new ICM, which is actually in my pocket from working on the car last week. This little computer chip thing which receives a signal from the OptiSpark and tells the car like, yeah, go on, you can fire up, pretty much. So replaced all that, and then the car's cranking over and it wouldn't start. It'd make a few pops and bangs as it's burning some fuel. So we got spark back, we did do a spark test, definitely got spark, nice strong spark, and when it's not starting. So we have to get a compression test on it. It's lost compression. The going theory is the head has warped when it overheated. which basically means the car's dead. The car is scrap. So that was fun. Yeah, didn't feel like I wanted to cry at all at that news. Yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is cut my losses. I'm going to have to sell the car as a non-runner, get pittance for it. It's going to be like 10 grand less than the car's worth. And put the money into something cheaper, but still V8, still American. I've found some more. There's Camaros on Facebook, Z28s. There's Pontiacs look interesting. I'm interested in a Pontiac. That could be fun. But the bottom line is the Corvette is dead, which is irritating because I've literally made a whole logo for the YouTube channel and everything with the Corvette in it. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be getting a new car soon, so that'll be fun. I can show you guys that. But for now, we're in the Camaro again. At least, this is the third event in it now. We know what times we should be running. So, there's no, oh, I don't know what it's going to do. It's a new car. We know where we're at. Let's go smash it. And let's get some, hopefully, get some solid points. Right, Saturday morning now. It was raining this morning, but now it looks a bit cloudy. But it's not too bad. On and off sun. Hopefully the sun will dry my car off, otherwise I'm going to have to get a towel on it. That's always fun. As you can hear, racing is on. We were supposed to be on at 11, but we've been delayed about an hour and a half. So I'm expecting, if we're following the same running order, I should be on about 1:30. I've got my suit ready, I've had coffee, I've had my breakfast. So I'm feeling pretty good, slept well last night. And yeah, just waiting for the call up, so I will see you then.
So 12.92 and a 13.47. Right, next up then, Adam Wakefield with the Monster Maverick and Lewis Gilbert with the Corvette. Right, 12.95 the target for Adam. Lewis 15.65. $13.21 and 15.97.
Right, run number 1 is in the bag. Going into a headwind, plus I didn't have my tyre pressures done correctly because we didn't have the time. Put a 15.56 on, I ran a 15.97, which puts me 0.032 over. It's not great, but it's put me in 13th place out of 31, I think, in qualifying. So not bad, not good, room for improvement, but 13th after the first run with a headwind. I'll take it.
Lewis Gilbert with the Corvette then. 15.80 darling. Well, the screen says Corvette. You look at the car itself, it's actually a Camaro. So not quite sure what's happened to the Corvette, but that's definitely a Camaro. Still, 15.80 is the darling. 16.04 is the run. Lewis moves up 1 spot, 21 to 20.
Right, back in off qualifying 2, and as you can probably hear and see out of this window, it's chucking it down. We're actually really lucky to get qualifying 2 in the bag because we got called down. And while we were sat in the lanes, it started raining. Pretty much, not quite as heavy as this, but it was heavy enough. And all the cars were wet, and it's like, oh no. This went on for like half hour, 40 minutes, and we just assumed, oh, it's getting called off. We'll be sent up the pit road, and that's that. which would have been good for me because I was in 13th, and there's a prize for going unlucky 13th in qualifying. But the rain stopped, everyone gets the towels out, drying the cars off. So we went out. I'd put a 15.8 on this time, so I'd added a bit of time due to the fact we ran a 15.9 in Q1. Did improve, so I went from 0.03 over my time, I think, to a 0.24 over my time. So we improved, but everybody else did as well. So I improved and dropped 7 places. We've qualified in 20th out of 29, which also means with the eliminations ladder, I'm up against Peter Walters again. 2 4th gen silver Camaros in round 1 eliminations again. This has got to be a fix. Like, out of 3 events, that's happened twice. Really? Come on, Santa Pod, let's mix it up a bit.
Let's have a look at the darlings then. Pete Walters looking for a 12.38. Lewis Gilbert looking for a 15.87. Lewis sets off. There goes Pete. Always looks close at the stripe. Pete closing in, and it is. Oh, it's a double breakout. Pete Walters got there first, but broke out by the bigger amount. The win goes to Lewis Gilbert. 700s breakout compared to 300s breakout.
Right, that's round 1 in the bag. It's a complete repeat of last time that I raced Pete. Double breakout with me breaking out by a little bit less and getting the win. So Pete broke out by 0.06 of a second. I broke out by 0.02. So I get the win. Been speaking to Pete just then. That's the fastest his car's gone all weekend. He wasn't expecting that run. The wind's changed today, so it's thrown a few people off, been a few breakouts. But yeah, we managed to get the win. I was looking in my mirror and I could see him coming at me, and he was coming at me quick. So I knew I was going to break out, but I had to keep my foot in it because obviously he's coming at me too quick, so I needed to win the race. I knew I was going to break out, and I was just hoping for basically the result that I got. I was hoping he broke out by more, and as he came past me, he was lifting off the throttle. I could hear him lifting off, and he still broke out by more than me. So I was watching the race, went with my instinct, kept my foot in it, hoping for a lesser breakout, and I got the result I wanted. So I read it well. Reaction times are now in the 0.1s, so that's quite good. So yeah, on to round 2. Let's see how far we can go.
All right, Sportsman ET. All right, your first pair up then. Jago Stokes, Lewis Gilbert. Darlings then, 12.30, 15.84. So Lewis gets the green, as does Jago Stokes. So sort this one out, the stripe boys. 15.84 for Lewis with the Camaro. 12.30 Jago with the Skyline. Lewis out in front and beautifully judged. A little bit too well judged actually. 15.85 on an 84. 05 light, job done.
Right, and there we have it. I'm through to round 3. I was 0.01 over my dialing time. I pulled out of it, judged it absolutely perfectly. I saw that Jago wasn't coming at me fast enough, so after speaking to him, he had a bad 60 foot, bad launch, so he wasn't coming at me fast enough. I pulled out of it just before the finish line, slowed it down just enough, 0.01 of a second over my dial in, and take the win. Happy days.
15.84 for Lewis leaving first, 13.30 dial in for Adam. So 13.30 for Adam, 15.84 for Lewis. As they get to the stripe, the win light goes to, oh, it's a double breakout again, but Lewis Gilbert by the lesser amount. Oh, well, I'd say lesser amount by 1,000th of a second breakout, but it was 800th breakout for Adam. So it's Lewis Gilbert that's into the semis.
Right, you're here with post-editing Lewis doing a narration, because after this round there wasn't really time in between the races to film clips at my tent, get back down to the Sportsman lot, sort myself out, and then get down for the next round. It all started going pretty quick. So here we have the timing sheet for my third round, and it ended up with Adam Wakefield, who's just built his new car, and it's beautiful, I must say. But yeah, I was just watching him come at me, and I could see him coming up on me, and I felt like it was a good run, and I pulled out just too late. I was 0.001 underneath my dialing, almost perfect, but obviously I could see Adam coming at me. I lifted when I felt like it was right, and I wasn't far off, and obviously Adam broke out by more. And that was it. We were through to the next round.
Sportsman ET semi-finals. Chris Cresswell taking on Lewis Gilbert. 14.70 dial in for Chris. Lewis Gilbert will leave first though, 15.84. Well, they're closing in together at the stripe, and it is a win for Lewis Gilbert. Oh my goodness me, the win margin 0.0004. Oh my goodness me, that was so tight. 14.88 against a 15.91, but the win margin 0004. That's got to be photo finish of the day. Goodness me.
Okay, now this race right here is just a great example of why bracket racing is so cool. The whole aim is to get really close photo finishes like this one. That was absolutely insane. Obviously, you dial in separate times. You set off at the difference in your dial-ins, and it's all about who gets to the line first without going faster than your dial-in. And it just creates brilliant racing. I mean, look at this. Now, the way the beams work, the laser beam, that's how the Santa Pod system times you. It's when your wheels break the laser, not the front of your car. So obviously, looking at this picture, it looks like I'm miles ahead, but that's just because my car's got a bigger front end. If you actually look at our front wheels, look how close that finish is on the finish line. Absolutely insane finish. What a fantastic race. And yeah, we just got the win on that one.
Your finalists here, Lewis Gilbert and Gary Lake. Well, Gary Lake is used to going rounds and used to going into finals and taking championships. He's done it numerous times. But I don't think he's raced Lewis Gilbert in a final before. I think this is Lewis's first final. The Darlings, 15.84 for Lewis, 13.90 for Gary. Others qualified higher, but these two made it through to the final. Lewis qualified 20th, Gary 10th. So Lewis still has his nose in front, but here comes the Arabian Night. Closing in, pulling alongside. Puts his nose in front and takes it. 14.07 to lose out 15.96. Gary Lake, top of the pile.
And there we go. We made it to the final. Unfortunately, couldn't beat Gary, but there is a reason. He is a 3-time champion. And God knows how many times he's a finalist and he's won finals. But yeah, he's very, very good. But having a look here at the times, I was only 0.12 off my dialing, whereas Gary was 0.17. So I actually was closer by 0.05 of a second. But if you look at the reaction time, that's where the win is, and that's how Gary pipped me. He was 0.05, I was 0.13. So there's 0.08 of a second difference there, which adds up to Gary winning by 0.03 of a second, taking the win, taking the event. Well done, Gary. Fantastic race, and it was nothing but a pleasure to actually be in a final with him. This is a fantastic photo here as well. It's said in bracket racing that you're not looking where you're going, and this is me and Gary pushing 90, 100 miles an hour, and neither of us are looking where we're going. If you look at me, you can see the back of my helmet, and I am looking directly towards basically Gary's front wheels. And if you look at Gary, you can see his visor looking towards my front wheels. And we're just watching each other, trying to read each other, figuring out when we should lift, when we shouldn't lift. And yeah, we're not looking where we're going at those speeds. You're just looking at each other. It's pretty mental.
Okay, next up then it is Sportsman ET. And congratulations to our runner-up. I believe it's his first final, but came up against the toughest one of the lot. But nevertheless, a great result. Let's hear it. Lewis Gilbert! Well done, Lewis. Absolutely brilliant, Lewis. Well done. But your event winner, and he has a habit of collecting these trophies. I think an extension on the extension on the extension on the bookcase is going to be required at home. One and only Mr. Gary Lake. Well done, Gary. So well done to the pair of you. Lewis Gilbert, runner-up. Gary Lake, your event winner. Okay, on to the final.